Hello, and welcome to the data analysis using Microsoft Excel course on ThummimNG. My name is Kubiat Morgan, and I'll be guiding you through the course content. Data analysis is a very important concept in many industries, healthcare inclusive, and Microsoft Excel happens to be one of the industry-leading tools for analyzing data of different sizes. It packs a number of nifty tools and features that we are going to explore in this course. I'm currently using Microsoft Office version 2019 on a Mac operating system. However, if you're using a Windows system, that's a Windows operating system, or an older version of Microsoft Office Excel, you would still be able to follow in a number of actions that we're going to perform in this course. Though there might be slight changes with some of the context menus, but overall, you will have a similar experience using the software. In this first module, we would have a first look at data visualization using charts and graphs, conditional formatting, sorting, and filtering. Because this course focuses on mostly advanced use cases of Microsoft Excel, we would not be touching on some basic concepts in Microsoft Excel. However, if you're new to Microsoft Excel, feel free to check out our Mastering Microsoft Excel course for healthcare professionals on ThummimNG. To begin, we are going to make use of sample data from a family planning review meeting in Plateau State. On the data, you can see that we have the name of the participants of that meeting, their corresponding ages, gender, the local government area that they represent, and the year that family planning was started in their various clinics. What we are going to do first is we're going to look at how we can use conditional formatting to highlight certain important information that we might be looking for in a data set like this. To apply conditional formatting to this data set, we first need to have a problem we intend to solve. And right about now, we want to highlight the participants of which their ages are greater than 47. And to do that, we start by selecting the data set that we intend to format. So I'm just going to click and drag through the age column, and then on the home ribbon, you would see a button called conditional formatting. So it's a drop down. So you click on that drop down and you have different options here for conditional formatting. And you can see here that you have different rules that you can use to apply conditional formatting to your data set. So we're going to pick greater than because we are intending to apply formatting to age ranges that are greater than 47. So once I click that, we see this dialog box open, and we can easily type in the number that we want to format our data to be greater than in this box here, because everything has already been pre-filled. So we see that we are only formatting cells that contain, and this refers to what exactly we are formatting. And in this case, we are selecting cell value because we are trying to format the cell value. And then this refers to the condition, right, or the relationship that we want to specify for our cell value. In this case, we are setting it to greater than. And this represents the value that you're comparing that relationship with your cell value. So we put in 47 here. And here you can select the style that you want to be added to any cell that matches this condition. Currently, we have the default to be a light red field with dark red text. You can select any of this: a yellow field with dark yellow text, a green field with dark green text, a light red field, a red text, a red border, or you can choose a more customized format. For now, we're just going to go with the defaults and select a green field with a dark green text. And you can see the preview of what your cell is going to look like here. Once I'm done with that, I will just click on OK. And we can see that our formatting has been applied to our data set. Only age ranges that are greater than 47 has been highlighted. We can go ahead to add more formatting to our sheet or data set. If we want to format based on specific text that are entered in a cell, we can decide to use that to format our gender, where we assign different colors for male and the female gender. So I'll start by highlighting my data, and then I head over to conditional formatting, and then I can click on highlight cell rules to add more rules, or I can go to manage rules. So once I click on manage rules, I have a dialog box that opens here, and currently you can see that there are no rules applied. Now this is because we are showing formatting rules for the current selection. If I adjust this toggle to show formatting rules for this our current worksheet, you can see that the rule we applied earlier is already shown here. Now we just need to add a new rule. We click on the plus button below here, and then we can select what style we want to apply. So I'm going to click on classic, and then I'm going to select to only format cells that contain a particular value. And then from here, I can choose cell value or to choose specific text. And from here, I will just leave this as specific text. And then under the relationship, I can select what exactly the relationship should be. Should we format specific text that contains a particular text? Should we format a specific text that does not contain a particular text? Should we format specific text that begins with a specific text? Or should we format, a cell values that ends with a specific text? So we're just going to pick containing, and then we would type in our text values. So I'm going to type in male first, and then I would select the formatting style. In this case, I'm just going to use a customized format so we can see what that looks like. So once I click the customized format, the format cells dialog box opens up, and you see here that we have options to customize everything from the number styles to the font styles to the border and the fill color for that particular cell that we intend to format. For now, I'm not going to change anything on the font size. I'm going to go to the fill color. And under fill color, I'm just going to select a background color. For male, I would select the color purple and click OK. So we have a purple background and the black text. and I click OK. And then I can click plus to add another rule to that selection, because remember, we want to format for the two possible values that we have on that column. And then I select classic again and select only format cells that contain. I leave this as specific text, I leave this as containing, and type in female. Then I go to customize format, and this time around under fill, I would select a dark blue, and I would go to font and change the font color to white so our text can be visible on that dark blue background. Immediately you can see the preview text here has changed to white, so we just click OK once we are done, and we can see the cell preview here that we're going to have for female. We're going to have a blue background and the white text, and then I click OK. Now that we are done adding our rules for conditional formatting, we can just simply click on OK. And you can observe that the rules have now been added to that column. Now that we're done with our conditional formatting, if at any point in time you decide you no longer need your formatting and you want to clear them, you can either click and highlight the column in which you have a formatting rule activated, head over to conditional formatting and click on clear rules from selected cells, or you can clear rules from the entire sheet. If you clear rules from the selected cells, only the cell that you've selected would be affected. However, if you use conditional formatting and then select clear rules from entire sheet, all your conditional formatting rules would be cleared from the current sheet. Another way we can choose to visualize this data is by sorting and filtering the data. For instance, we can decide we want to arrange our entire data set in alphabetical order by the first name. So to do that, we highlight the data set, and then we can head over to the data tab or the data ribbon and use the sort. Sorting helps us to arrange data either in ascending or descending order. So we can use sort. And once I click on sort, we have the sort dialog box show up here. And one very important thing to note here is this checkbox that says my list has headers. Notice that initially when we selected our data, we did not select the headers. If we were to select our data here with the headers inclusive, once we click on sort, you can leave this checked. Now all we're going to do is edit the first sort level that we can see here. So I'm going to click on the sort by column and select first name, because we want to sort the entire list by the first name in alphabetical order, ascending alphabetical order. So I would leave our sort on to be on cell values, and then select the order to be A to Z of which Z to A would be in descending order. And then you click OK. So note here that the entire list has been shuffled and we have our entire list sorted by the first name here. So if you can see this, so we have that the entire list has been sorted by the first name. Now this is one way that you could use, of course, to spot duplicates visually. As we can see here now that in our data set we have 2 entries for Joanne King, we have 2 entries for Sam Luther and Richard Lawrence. But in a more extensive list, you might not be able to, take out duplicates by just simply looking at them. So what we are going to do is we are going to see how we can eliminate duplicates automatically. To remove duplicates, we would select our data with the header and then click on the button here on the data ribbon that says remove duplicates. Now this button might be a bit smaller, but you're still going to find this button on the data ribbon if you're using a Windows operating system. So I click on the button that says remove duplicates and I have this dialog box. With the checkbox, my list has headers. And then you can decide to select all columns to remove duplicates across all columns and click OK. Now I get an alert that 3 duplicates found and removed and 15 unique values remain. Let's take a look at our data set again. We can now see that we no longer have 2 Joanne values or Joanne entries. We no longer have 2 Sam Luther entries, and all the duplicates that we've had in our data sets, the duplicate entries have been taken out. Another thing we can do on our data set to help us better visualize our data set is to filter the data. Take for instance, we want to see participants of this review meeting that are from just South only. To apply a filter to this data set, we would click on the filter button on the data ribbon, and once that is clicked, you would notice a drop-down box has been added to all the columns with data. Now what this drop-down box means is you can click it to access options to filter the data for that column. On the filter part of this dialog box, you have that all the possible values in that column would be listed in this box. I can then decide to first click on select all to deselect all of them, and then check the one that I want to see, and in this case just South, and you can see that the entire sheet has been adjusted to show only participants from just South. Now one thing to notice is that the entire data has not been cleared, and you can observe this from the column numbers here, and you can observe this from the row numbers here. There are gaps in the row numbers, which means that the data has not been deleted but has just been hidden. we can keep on filtering to see which of the participants were from Just South and had their family planning clinic started in 2016. So if to do that, we just click on the drop down for year, and then we see the possible values that we have on that column. So I click on select all to deselect all, and then I can select 2016. And right now we have the data filtered to show only what we are looking for. Now, if you look at the drop down, you would notice that the icon has changed to show that filter has been applied to these columns. To clear those filters, I can go over to the data ribbon and click on this clear button here, and that would clear all the filters that has been applied to our spreadsheet.